Conference for Maleficent, which opens here through Disney on May the 28th. We've got two very special guests to welcome us this morning, who I'd like to welcome up to the stage, Angelina Jolie and Elle Fanning.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being here, both of you. Just very, very quick introductions before we get going. Angelina Jolie plays Maleficent in the film Maleficent, star of films including Wanted, Changeling, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and many more. Won the Best Supporting Oscar in 2000 for Girl Interrupted. Elle Fanning, playing Aurora in Maleficent, appeared recently in films including Somewhere, Ginger and Rosa, and We Bought a Zoo, having started acting for film and TV from a very young age. Thanks both of you for being here. One question for me to start with. First to Angelina. So here with Maleficent, we have a new look at the Sleeping Beauty fable, which has gone through many, many versions, including obviously the 1959 Disney film. But this one puts the idea of the traditional villain centre stage, and by doing so upends the whole idea of the villain. Was that particularly attractive for you and all your collaborators to take this story, which everybody knows, but come at it at a very, very, very different perspective?
Yes, I think I remember hearing that they were going to make a film about Maleficent, and we thought, God, how could you possibly make a film where the center character curses a baby, and in any way make that appealing? And Linda Wolverton really wanted to back up the story and understand how she became evil, and I think that's a really interesting thing to do, and to question about human nature. And there's a lot in this film that we hope answers for people that love the original and love the christening and love the fun of her and the wickedness and love Aurora and all her loveliness. But then also we wanted to make it more for modern audiences, where it goes deeper and they're more complex characters, the relationships more complicated, and so we hope it's not just a kind of a new spin, but it's also like really updated it to make it more meaningful and give it more resonance to today.
And Elle, on the back of that question there, this idea of the update, what do you think? Obviously, we see Maleficent from a very different perspective in this version of the Sleeping Beauty story. What's different, do you feel, about Aurora? What's new that's being explored here? What does this film allow us to see of her?
Yeah, well, I think in the original animated version, Sleeping Beauty, in that one, Aurora, she's very, she's definitely kind of a delicate princess and loves all things, and everything that you think a princess is, and kind of all those characteristics she definitely has. But in ours, she still is that way, and she loves everyone, and is very open, and she's not afraid of Maleficent when she meets her, which that kind of terrifies Maleficent. She's like, everyone's normally so scared of me, but Aurora, she hasn't learned that she hasn't learned to be scared of things that look odd, or creatures that have horns. And it's nice for Aurora in this one. She has more depth, and obviously there are a lot of secrets that are kept from her. She thinks both of her parents are dead, and she lives kind of very isolated in this cottage with her 3 fairy aunties, and so she doesn't really know much about outside of the forest, and it's nice that I could bring more layers to her, and have more strength than just kind of the pretty princess that's in the original Sleeping Beauty.
Final one for me, Angelina. Despite the new perspective on the villain, presumably it's still incredibly fun to play a compellingly wicked character like this.
It was so much fun. Yeah, she's. It was hard at first. I was actually quite afraid to do it, because I thought, God, the first one was done so perfectly. I thought she was so cool when I was young. She was so elegant and powerful, and such a great voice. And I don't. As an actress, I do film. I don't do theater, so I don't naturally have that voice, and I'm not used to that kind of performing. And she not only had to have this kind of big voice, but you also have to there's no halfway when you have horns and big, everything about her. I think